Today's Tanya for the 12th of Av is in Igeres HaKedesh, Siman Daled, the fourth letter, Igeres 4. It's on Daf Kuv Vav Amud Aleph. The number at the bottom of the page is 406. We are 2 lines from the bottom. The Alter Rebbe is saying that through tzedakah, one removes the finer klippa, the more refined klippa that is difficult to remove, and which will ultimately be removed by Mashiach when Mashiach comes. But through tzedakah, we begin at least to remove even that delicate klippa, even the more refined klippa. And that is that in the klippa consists of a desire for worldly things, worldly desires, and in that there are 2 kinds. There is the coarse, the gross desire for things that are unnecessary, for luxury, and then there's desire that is necessary, and that's the more refined klippa. But even the desire that is necessary, there's an element of selfishness. When a person gives tzedakah, he corrects not only the desire for luxury, but even the desire for its own sake, the desire itself. That instead of wanting for oneself, you give to others. And with this, Alter Rebbe begins today's shir. V'zehu tzedek lefanav yahalech, 2 lines from the bottom. And this is the meaning of tzedek, righteousness, goes before him, before God, stands before God. And the Alter Rebbe asked, why the word yahalech? It should say yelech. Yahalech means that he causes it to go. So the Alter Rebbe explains, lefanav hu melashon pnimius. The word lefanov, before him, means the inner part of him. The word panim carries the same meaning as pnimi, inward. So lefanov means the inwardness. The yahalech miloshen haylocha, and yahalech means to carry, to transport. Shemelech es pnimis halev, which means that he transports the inner heart, the pnimius halev, la Hashem, to God. In other words, taking it from where it is by nature, and that is in worldly things, and he transports it, he moves it to God. The achakach, and that is through tzedakah. Tzedek is lefanov yahalech. Through tzedek, he moves his inner heart to God. The achakach, and then there's the conclusion of that pasuk in Tehillim. It says, Yosim l'derech Hashem pa'omov. He makes his steps, or he guides his steps towards God. Kameshikosu v'halachta b'drachov, as it says, and you shall go in God's ways. And it also says, Achre Hashem elikechem telechu, that you should go after God, your God. Chol maaseh ha-mitzvos v'talmatei keneged kulon, all the mitzvahs that follow as a result of this tzedakah, he goes in the path of godliness, which is all the mitzvahs, and particularly the study of Torah. Shekulon eilin laHashem al yidei pnimis halev, all of them now rise to God as a result of the effects of the inner heart. B'yesesei sumaylo maylo mali oson laHashem al yidei chetzenius halev. It is a much higher service and a much deeper connection to God than that which would result from the external part of the heart, from the love that would motivate the mitzvahs. But the love would be coming from the external heart, haneilad mehatvuna v'hadas levadon, which is born out of the love of the external heart, is born out of the bina and the das alone, without the chachma, beli ha'oras panim u'mayla, without a revelation from above, from the inner godliness which is above. Ella bebechinas hester panim, it would be hidden and concealed. The face would be there, but it would be concealed. Hester panim, the inwardness is concealed. Ki ein hapanim hol yenim meirim lamata, because the inwardness of God is not revealed here below. Ella b'sarusa delatata, unless we arouse the inner part of ourselves. B'maisa hatzedakah, through the act of tzedakah, hanikra sholem, which is called peace. tzedakah is sometimes referred to as peace, because obviously tzedakah brings peace between people. And that's what it says, my soul was redeemed through shalom, in peace. Nafshi meaning dafke nafshi, literally nafshi, because usually it means myself. Nafshi means me. Poda b'shalom nafshi, I was redeemed in peace. But the Alter Rebbe says that here nafshi means literally nafshi. And that is a reference to the inner heart, to the inner core of the heart, that was redeemed through shalom. Because shalom is tzedakah, and it is tzedakah that reveals or uncovers the inner heart. And this is why tzedakah is called shalom, because through the tzedakah we are creating peace not only between people but also between Jews and their Father in heaven. As the sages say, how exactly does this work, that we create peace between ourselves and God? Because by redeeming the nefesh, by releasing the soul, which is a literal part of God, from the imprisonment in klipa, which is called chitzenim, the externals, and particularly when we give tzedakah to Eretz Yisrael, to the people in Eretz Yisrael. Shehi tzidkas Hashem mamash. This is tzedakah for God, literally, because it says, as it says concerning Eretz Yisrael, Tomid Einei Hashem Elikecha Bo, that God's eye is upon it always. It also says, my eye and my heart is there all the days. So the land of Israel, Eretz Yisrael, is God's eye and God's heart. So by giving tzedakah to Israel, you're literally giving to God Himself. And it is the merit of the mitzvah of tzedakah to Eretz Yisrael that stood by us, meaning by the Alter Rebbe, livdes chaye nafshenu me'atzas ha'cheshven lidches pa'amenu, to redeem our life and our souls from those who planned to push us aside in the imprisonment of the Alter Rebbe. V'tamid lonu la'ad, and it will stand by us forever, the schus of the mitzvah of tzedakah, losum nafshenu b'chayim amitim mechayi hachayim, to place our souls in true life, from the source of life, lo'er be'er hachayim, asher yo'er avay panav itanu sela, amen ken yiratzeh, so that we will be illuminated with the light of God's face that comes itanu sela, that comes through our efforts. As he said earlier, itanu means with us, that together with God, through our efforts, we reveal the inwardness of God through the act of tzedakah. Amen ken yiratzeh. So the Alter Rebbe, who was arrested and accused, and one of the severe accusations was that he was sending money to Eretz Yisrael, and Eretz Yisrael at that time was under the Turks, and the Turks were at war with Russia. So that which was originally the accusation against the Alter Rebbe turns around and says it is that which saved us. The fact that we gave tzedakah to Eretz Yisrael is what saved us and what gave us the merit to redeem the nefesh, to redeem the soul from those who would destroy it. In the Hayom Yom for the 12th of Av, he says that the Alter Rebbe once said in the name of the Maggid, who related in the name of the Baal Shem Tov, that v'ahavta l'reacha kamecha, loving your another Jew as yourself, is an explanation and an elaboration on the mitzvah of loving God your God. Because when you love a Jew, then you love God. Because a Jew is a part of God. So when you love the Jew, the inwardness of the Jew, the essence of the Jew, then you automatically love God as well.